Let's open up the chat and set up a poll question. We're doing a tale of the tape tonight. Frank versus Tank. Tank Davis versus Frank Martin. The breakdown here at Nate's Live Talk. Check our poll question out. Who wins? Tank Davis or Frank Martin? I don't know. I think I'm leaning with Tank right now. We got our poll question up. We get a few people in here. I hope everyone's having a great night, great week. The struggle continues for everyone, I'm sure. Life can get rough. Gotta be tough, right? Can't give up. Gotta keep going. Gotta stay strong. So let's see here. I got the tale of the tape. It's going down in Vegas. As of right now, when I checked all betting outlets, Tank was sitting right around at negative 600. Frank Martin was about Frank was plus 500. So, might want to throw a few bucks on the underdog. Let's dive into it. Both southpaws, both 29 years old. Tank Davis, 29-0, 27 KOs. Frank Martin, 18-0, 12 KOs, both undefeated. Tank Davis, 5'5.5". Frank Martin, 5'8". Tank Davis from Baltimore. Frank Martin lives in Indianapolis now, born in Detroit. Calvin Ford is Tank Davis's trainer. Derek James is Frank Martin's trainer. Tank has 12 title fights. Mr. Martin has none. This is his first. Big fight to have for your first title fight. Big title fight. Big fight against the best in boxing possibly right now. I think it's him and Crawford probably. Frank Martin's got a 68-inch reach. He's got a 1-inch reach advantage on him. Kevin Johnson sparred both of these guys. He said they're both elite. He said Tank's a huge puncher. Great counter puncher. We knew that. Can take a punch. Can fight any fight. And he said that Frank Martin had a tricky left hand, a great jab, and had to outbox Tank to win. Hey guys, how you doing? Hope everyone's having a good night. Please take our poll. Feel free to chat. I'd love to hear who people think wins. I think I got Tank right now. It's hard to bet against Tank Davis, man. He's fucking nasty. But Frank Martin's tough too, man. We will see. But Frank Martin hasn't fought as much. Not nearly as much. And it's a hell of a fight to fight. Your first title fight, you got to go up against Tank Davis. And Tank just got out of jail not too long ago. And he said it was a learning experience. And his trainer, Calvin Ford, is a great trainer. If he knows how to get Tank Davis right. Hey, guys, how's it going? But since I've been watching this develop and doing my research on it over the last month, it doesn't look like Frank Martin's afraid. They've sparred each other before, and both of them were talking a lot of shit. Nate's Live Talk. Please like, share, subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. We do sports, paranormal stuff. I do a lot of different stuff. I'm a new channel. But they've sparred before, and Frank Martin's very confident he can hang, but I don't know. And Tank Davis was doing a lot of talking leading up to the fight in the press conferences. Tank Davis is proven he's the A side of this fight. He's a big favorite. They're both lefties, but Tank can fight righty or lefty. I wouldn't be surprised if he hits him with a counterpunch, body shot, uppercut. That's his bread and butter. I doubt he goes away from it this fight. Frank Martin says Tank was lying about hurting him in the sparring session. And I like Frank Martin's mentality. He's in great shape. He started boxing late in life. He's got less experience. And he's not the fan favorite. Frank Martin's going up against a lot of adversity going into this fight. People love Tank Davis. Everyone's going to be out to watch him. All the boxers, all the rappers. Tank Davis, Frank Martin, 50-50. I think it's going to be a closer fight than people think. I could see it 50-50. I could see that. I don't know who to pick yet, but I'm leaning towards Tank. I don't know if I'm going to make my prediction tonight. I've been on a good roll with UFC predictions. My boxing's been pretty good. I lost the Fury fight recently. Well, I don't know if I'm going to pick a winner yet tonight, but this is Tank's first fight in 14 months. That could be good or it could be bad. It's a long layoff. 14 months is a long layoff. But, and another thing that kind of worries me a little bit is it sounds like Tank Davis, he keeps saying he's ready to like get out of fighting. He wants to make money other ways and shit. So, does he got one foot out the door already? It doesn't look like it, but it's something to think about. I've heard him mention it during lead-ups to his last few fights. He's like, man, I don't want to do this shit forever. Doggy. Kelly. Pitcher or catcher, Kelly. Funny. People like to bust balls. It's all good. I like to have fun. Fuck it. Where was I? Oh, you're distracting me. You're catching. Oh, too funny. Go South, Cal. You bet your ass. You a New Englander? You gotta be from New England talking that shit like that. You're a Boston girl, a New England girl, aren't you? Ooh, harder, harder. Oh, shit. From Ted. But yeah, now you got me watching the chat up in Vermont. Dad's from Wellingham, Mass. Yeah. Harder, harder. Peter. I'm from Rhode Island. And I spent time in Boston as a kid in the hospital. Please like, share, subscribe if you haven't. We do a lot of different shit. But Tank's 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Oh, no shit. I was a mailman in Middletown for a while. Middletown and Newport. That fucking ride sucks from Almost Providence. Oh, I don't miss that shit. But Tank's got big power. He's in good shape. He's always in good shape. He's from the hood. He's got intestinal fortitude. And I wonder if him going to jail, Oh, I don't go there. I go down to like fucking. I don't go to the beaches in Newport. I go down to. I go out to like Narragansett, down that way. Scarborough, Matunic. Too many yuppies in Newport and Middletown. I'm all set. It's bad everywhere down there, but it's turned into New York and Connecticut 2.0. There's really no one really from Rhode Island left in Rhode Island. Not many. Fucking everyone's buying up the houses and kicking us out. Fucking little shack going for $500,000. But I think Tank's being in jail and shit might have brought some stuff up. He might be ready to roll. I always go for the underdog usually. Yeah, they are. I got Tank Davis in this fight. I can't see him blowing it. He could lose. I wouldn't be surprised if he lost. Excuse me. Choking on my teeth. I got dentures. Just buy it. Yeah. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be in Rhode Island the way shit's going. Or the Northeast. It's getting pretty rough. Getting pretty rough. Let's look at our poll. Fitty. Fitty. But we can hang and talk. I should. We can talk some shit for a few. If you guys want. If you want to talk boxing, sports, whatever, it don't matter. I'm just hanging, trying to get some new subscribers, talking some shit. I'm going to start doing a talk show every morning, 9 to 10 o'clock to start. I'm going to get a phone line for it so people could call in. We could fuck around that way. That could be fun. Just busting balls and having fun, whatever, talking shit, talking sports. I don't got too many more scary stories I can tell. I'm trying to save a lot of them for fucking some interviews I got coming. Give me a minute. Let this plane go over. Frank the Tank. He's good. But Tank Davis is hard to bet against. I have a couple scary Dogman stories I read lately that are supposed to be true. I got a couple stories in my phone right now of people that emailed me that I can't look at, but yeah, he got that uppercut. Is right, Cal. There was a couple stories I got emailed recently that are pretty freaky. Maybe I'll tell one tomorrow. But I've been watching shit on Dogman that's freaky as fuck. You guys know anything about Dogman? Cryptid? You want to hear about Dogman for a few minutes? Supposedly a true story. What this dude went through out in Ohio. Scary. Wicked scary. In my opinion. His name's like Matt Urch or something. It sounds fucking scary, man. There's actually two of them. I can tell you either one or some or both of them. Well, Dogman's supposed to be a fucking like a human mixed with a dog. I've never seen one. Thank God. I probably shit my pants. But he's got like red or yellow eyes. He's supposedly a cryptid. Yeah, a lot of people say that, but what if he can fucking teleport or something crazy? You never know, right? I'm just saying, what if? I'm not saying yes or no, but you never know. right? You never know. We don't know shit about shit. Think about all the shit that could be in the ocean. We don't know shit about the ocean. I wouldn't doubt there's fucking aliens or something that lives down there. So I gotta disagree with that one, Cal. I don't think we have to find them just because of that. And there's been stories of people shooting them. I hear you. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. And there's no proof. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But I've heard stories of hunters shooting them and shit. Years ago, there was this guy, Art Bell, I used to listen to at night all the time. You can listen to his old radio shows. Yeah, I hear you. But some guy shot a Bigfoot, supposedly, and they never came out because they were afraid they were going to get sued or killed. But they talked about it on the show, allegedly. But Dogman's fucking scary. And it sounds like the thing can disappear or goes through a portal or something. And everyone said there's like a weird gust of wind that comes before the fucking thing comes. And they come in different sizes. And the two stories I heard recently, fuck it. Sorry, I can't take them fucking things no more. And for Pride Month, I'm gumming it tonight, Cal. No, they'll never win shit. I love the Bruins, but they break my fucking heart. They'll do what they do every year. But the two stories I've heard about Dogman recently were super fucking scary. And both of the Dogmen in the stories were tall. They said well over 8 feet. Sick. I love it. Good. I want some sickos to follow us. The fucking Misfit band. I'm all for it. So Dogman, the two stories I've heard about Dogman recently, they say the Dogman is like built like a jacked human. And one of them was like fucking super diesel. They both were, but one of them was like supposedly like they think they come in all different sizes. The smaller ones might be females or babies. They got these bright eyes. They're built like a fucking human, but they don't have feet like a Bigfoot. They have a narrow foot. And they have claws, long claws, big claws, but long, or fingers like raccoons, both of the guys said. And one guy had to, this guy's a trucker, he's going through Michigan, some wilderness in Michigan. And it's on YouTube, you can look it up. And he's a trucker going through Michigan. And he always carried a pistol. I think he had like a 50 cal or 45. He had a big gun on him at all times. And something happened to his fucking truck. He had to pull over. And he saw like something out of his corner of his eye. He thought it might have been a bear. He hurried up and finished fixing it. Gets back in the truck and starts driving back through the forest. And he looks out his fucking passenger window and there's this huge Dogman. Pretty much a werewolf. Fucking huge head. And the fucking thing's acting all nasty, snarling and going after him. And supposedly, he pulled his pistol out and shot the fucking thing in the eye or the head. And dropped it. And it fell like off into the bushes. And it was huge. And it took out like brush. You could see it like rolling and falling into the brush, he said. And he kept trucking down the road a little bit, and he's like, I gotta turn around. Like, he couldn't even believe it, he said. like what had just happened. So he turns around. He turns around to go check out and see if he can find the body of the thing or something. There's a fucking weird truck there with people in weird uniforms acting weird. And they're like, oh, he just played stupid. Well, the people came and fucking found him. I can't remember if they came and found him or they told him right then and there. But he had to like sign a non-disclosure agreement to not talk about it. And they said when he fucking was signing it, they told him that he killed a government asset, which is fucking creepy. If it's true. And the guy sounds believable. It could be bullshit, but you guys wanted a story. So there's a story I have recently about a Dogman. I can tell you the other one if you want to. I can't tell you every little detail, but look into it. You can look it up on YouTube. I forget the dude's name, but if you look up Dogman, Michigan trucker, you'll probably find it. And then there was a dude in Youngstown, Ohio. I think his name's Matt Urch. And his fucking story, he gets all scared, sweating in it. He's got a site. Oh, shit, what's the name of it? He's a YouTuber. Oh, I think it's like fucking something 412. His name's Matt Urch, I believe. And his fucking story's even scarier, in my opinion. They're both pretty scary. But he was at some old steel mill. He grew up in Youngstown, Ohio. And he's at this old steel mill. And him and his buddies would go there. And Youngstown, Ohio is like a rough place, especially during this time. There would be like wild dogs and bums and shit running around the steel mill and hiding. There was train tracks over near it to ship steel back in the day. And fucking people that bums and people on the run and all kinds of people would jump trains and shit. So him and his like three buddies would always go to this steel mill. And I don't think it was working anymore. Parts of it might not have been. You can watch his story too. Look him up. And he and his buddies would go down to that steel mill and fuck off. They would take a firearm with them when they would go, sneak some guns and shit. And there had been some murders down at the steel mill. There had been weird shit happening around there, like just shady stuff, nothing paranormal. And there was a lot of stray dogs around you had to watch out for, he said. And so him and his buddies go down there to have a fire that night and fuck around. I don't know if they partied down there or not. I don't remember them talking about partying down there. I don't think they were at that partying stage. I think it was right around high school, before high school, junior high. And they go down there. They're hanging out, and it's a big fucking like big 4 or 5 story thing they're in, where they used to pour metal and make the steel or iron or whatever. And they're hanging out in there. They light a big fire in the place, and they're hanging out and shit. And they have a bunch of dogs come running by and shit, barking, whatever. Kind of startled them. So they're inside the building watching it. And all of a sudden you hear the dogs. It was like 7 or 8 of them, I believe they said. There was a bunch of them. And you hear the dogs start yelping and whining and crying. And all of a sudden you see 2 or 3 dogs get gunned over a huge pile of like material they used to make the iron. Like fucking thrown right over it. One of them was like crawling away. They were whimpering. One of them fucking dead. Then a bunch of other ones come running by. One of them looked like it got like almost skinned. And they're like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden, I guess that after the dogs run by them, the fucking same type of creature that I just told you about, they said this one was like 10 feet tall, 10 to 12 feet tall. It was huge. There was like pillars it stood next to in his story. And he said it was like 3 to 4 feet wide. It was massive. They thought it was like a big dominant one of a Dogman, and it had red or yellow eyes as well, scary eyes. And he said all he could think of was he was gonna die the whole time. And he said a couple of his buddies never got over the story. They all have PTSD from it. Two of them got into like drugs and alcohol. They never were right. They ended up dying young after this occurred. And he's like the guy telling the story. Matt is like a somebody like in his town. He has a good job, and his other friend has a good job, and his other buddy won't even talk about it for more than 10 minutes. That's still alive, and he won't do it on camera. And he's supposedly not a bullshitter. Like he's in good standing in his community. So I that makes me want to believe him. But the fucking thing, the dog man comes up and he said they just tried to boogie and run. And they're going upstairs, and some of the stairs are rotted out and beat up. And he said this thing just like covered so much ground so quickly. And some of his friends ran and hid. I'm telling you a quick version because I don't want to fuck up all the details and sound like a liar, but I'm just telling you a quick version of it as quick as I can. And he was just fucking terrified. And he prayed to God. I guess eventually they were like very close to each other, him and the dog man. And he prayed to God, and a train came around the corner with the light shining. And he doesn't know if it's because of the fire or the train saw that thing or them in the building or what. But the train laid on the horn like crazy. And the thing ended up leaving. And they were scared to leave. It took them like an hour to leave. And finally they said, fuck it, we're going to leave. And one of the buddies didn't want to leave. They said, listen, if you don't leave with us now, he's going to come back and get us, yada, yada, yada. Plus, they were worried about the bums and the dogs and druggies. And there was mafia shit in that town. Bodies would get dumped there. You didn't want to see something going on, shady place. So they fucking run out of there. They get out of there. They said it felt like it took them forever. And I'll read your comment in 1 second, Cal. I just don't want to lose my place. They ran to their buddy's house. They started talking to each other about what happened. One of their friend's dad was a cop, I believe. And they looked into it and shit, and they were pulled aside. They were supposed to go to like a good Catholic high school to play football, I believe. And the cop pulled them aside and said to Matt and his dad, and like they kind of talked to all of them and said, dude, don't talk about it to no one. Don't tell no one. Like, we know what's going on. We don't know what the fuck it is. And like his dad told him years later or something. They ended up saying like a lot of weird shit was happening down there, and a bunch of basically verifying that they couldn't explain why bodies were showing up the way they were. And a couple of the bodies were fucked up really bad, where like for even the mafia was like, damn, what the fuck did this guy do? And they found some transients dead down there, and it's a crazy story. You got to watch his version of it. He does a much better job of it. But you guys wanted to hear a couple scary stories. So there's two Dogman stories I've seen recently. The first story of Dogman was a song that came out in the 80s. Yeah, it could be. You never know. You ever hear of a tulpa? You ever hear of a tulpa? A tulpa, it's called. It's like a theory, I believe you would consider it. Tulpa is something that people make up and it manifests. It's like a belief. Yeah, so basically, like, if enough people, like, look into tulpas. I think it's spelled Toulpa. I want to say. But it's basically like thoughts become things. But if there's shit like this out there, I don't know if it's like fucking fallen angels or these are things that come to my mind. Fallen angels or something to do with native shit, Native Americans, like not a skinwalker, but similar, same type of thing. Or like the Anunnaki, or you ever read the Book of Enoch? I might start reading the Book of Enoch on this channel. I was thinking about doing it because it's one of the books left out of many Bibles, and it is fucking crazy. The Book of Enoch's no joke, and it talks about wild shit like Dogman type shit, even more crazy, nuts. You think Lucifer sounds bad? Wait till you read the Book of Enoch. Makes Lucifer sound like a fucking schoolboy. That's funny. No disrespect. I don't think it's funny that or I'm not judging you. Right? I hated God for so long. For having a fucked up life for a long time. For my back being fucked up. I hated God for a long time. I used to curse fucking God. I was a druggie. That's why I have no teeth. I snorted a lot of oxys and heroin and shit for years. You're allowed to believe what you want. I don't. I wonder, right, if we're born without someone dumping. Let me say this the right way. Right, if we weren't born. Thank you. I don't feel like I deserve a pat on the back for behaving, but thank you. If we weren't born, like, if our parents or whoever raised us or the world didn't put God into our brain or religion, would we automatically think there's a higher power? I've been thinking about that lately. And I've been wanting to interview an atheist. Just because as mad as I have gotten with God in my life, as mad as I've gotten with God, I've never felt like he didn't exist. I can only speak for myself. It's not a shot at you. But I just wonder what makes people become atheists. And I've been wanting to interview an atheist for a long time. I don't know if I got so much Catholic guilt, and the Catholic religion is just put so deeply into me. But even when I was little, before I went to church, I don't remember being like, I can remember certain parts of being like 3 or 4 years old. And I remember like believing in God as a little kid. I don't know if it was because I was sick in the hospital, but I never not remember a point in my life believing in not believing. As bad as shit got. Maybe it was that's probably why they call it faith, right? It's possible. It's possible. I used to struggle with a lot of shit with God, a lot. And you know what? I don't get mad at people for this because it still makes me mad to this day sometimes. I wanted my car battery to die. Sorry. Oh shit. I'm fucking around. What's up, guys? Fight talk turned into God talk from Dogman talk. We're going down a fucking rabbit hole tonight, Gorilla. Sorry. Scared him away with the Rick Astley. That's a good tune. Yeah. But the thing I have where I understand atheists because I struggle with this part of it too. And I feel like the answer that's given is lazy, but it makes sense. So it's weird. Right? You're solid, Kelly. I fuck with you. Never gonna give you up. Fucking A. Brain fart. um so like why does God let bad things happen? I used to struggle with that shit bad. And everyone just says, oh, he gives us free will. And it feels like a lazy answer sometimes. But it makes sense too. It makes sense too. There's so many rabbit holes with them books and shit, you know? So many rabbit holes with fucking religion. You know? And the way the world is, sometimes it makes me wonder. It definitely makes me wonder. And I've been through so much shit in my life. I think there's something on the other side. I don't think we die and it's black and it's over. I don't believe it. I think I've been here before. I think I'll be here again. Maybe it's just hoping. But you never know. The brain's fucking crazy. The brain's nuts. And we think we're smart. We're not as smart as we think. We don't know shit about shit. We think we know. We think we know. If we're so fucking smart, why is the world so fucked up, Cal? You know? If humans were so fucking smart, why is everything so fucked up? But you could also think, right? If there was a God, why does he let it be so fucked up? So I get why people feel that way. I totally understand why people feel that way. It's just something deep down inside me feels like there's a higher power. I don't know if it's a fucking dude or a woman in the sky. I don't know if it's the weird fucking thing from Transformers, the fucking lady there that they took out at the end of one of the last ones. Who the fuck knows? The more I think about things and the older I get, makes me think it's some fucking crazy shit we could never even understand. Yeah, we don't know shit about shit. It is, too. That's a great point. It is. Which makes me feel like that makes my belief in God stronger. For me. You know? And it makes me kind of mad because I wish I paid attention more and fucking... I was raised Catholic, so I have wicked fucking Catholic guilt, number one. Number two, I have wicked problems with the Catholic Church for the way they fucking... the shit they have pulled. And the fucking pain they have caused people. And the covering up and all that shit. Bothers the fuck out of me. I go down a lot of rabbit holes. I wish I had the time to make 4 or 5 different channels because I would do it. So that's why I just call it Nate's Live Talk and do everything under one fucking thing. Kind of like a fucking bootleg Joe Rogan. The Catholic Church has some fucked up art and weird shit, and it's got a demonic vibe to it lately. Yeah, I got kind of my own beliefs at this point. You know, I kind of abandoned that shit. I have my own beliefs. I try to be good. I try not to hurt people. I will not allow people to hurt me or shit on me either. You know, I have a dysfunctional family. I can relate. Very dysfunctional. I don't know if it's narcissism. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it's dysfunction. I don't talk to my parents. I don't talk to my aunts, my uncles. I don't know much of my father's side. Very few. The ones I'm close to over there on my dad's side are good. Yeah, that's all bullshit. That ain't Jesus. That's some fucking greedy preacher, honey. Kelly, are you boy or girl? Or how do you identify? I want to make sure I'm talking to you right. I don't want to disrespect you. That's bullshit. That's not some fucking, that's caca. That's some asshole trying to take money off people to probably fill their pockets. All right. I figured as much when you said you were catchy. I kind of put two and two together. It's all good. I have gay family and shit. I have gay friends. This shit doesn't bother me. I'll call you honey if you want, whatever. I gotta put my teeth back in now though. I'm fucking with you. That's just bullshit. And see, now I can see why you feel the way you do. I can see why you feel the way you do. That explains it all. Because all that shit's done is tell you you're fucking wrong your whole life, right? Obviously. How could you like something that made you feel like you were broken? I get it. I try to. I could be a real douchebag. I'm so sick of living near an airport. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, hardcore. Yeah. Those are the worst fucking ones usually. I'm not going to try and rip people and shit, but I know people like that. Oh, I know people like that. Right? Hey, Cal. They're like this all fucking week long. They own businesses. They fuck people over. They fuck people and fuck people, fuck people. And then on Sunday, they're like this. And come back Monday morning, they're like this. That's the whole world, Cal. There's a lot of people like that. All fucking like this on Sunday, right? In their everyday life, they're this. To everything and everyone. And all they care about is fucking money and bullshit. So I'm with you on that. Yeah, that's wild. How old are you? Dang it. And you lived in New England your whole life? Even as a Baptist? Yeah, me too. Oh, thank you for your service. Salute. Appreciate it. Hey, it's so fucking weird. I want to interview you eventually. I'm ready. I want to interview. I was going to interview a few of my friends that were gay, that are OGs, OG gay guys. Because I don't think what people realize what them guys went through in the 70s and 80s. And I've been wanting to interview an atheist. Maybe I can interview you and ask you some questions sometime. I just want to interview people from all walks of life. I think it would make people realize people are much more alike than different. Wow, at 33, no shit. My girl's brother went in at 29. He's been in like a year or two. He's like, I got to do something, Nate. I'm like, hey, if that's what you want, go for it. But I would love to fucking interview you, man. I'm sure you got a hell of a story. Yeah. But I got some OG gay dudes that I know that from my neighborhood. My neighborhood was a shady little neighborhood. It was ghetto, not like fucking New York City ghetto, but ghetto. Ghetto in its own way. A little redneck, a little New England, fucking slummy. But I have some gay dudes that I'm friendly with, and I'm gonna interview them dudes because I think their stories are crazy. Them gay guys from the fucking 80s and 70s, man, they used to have to fight and fucking brawl and fucking. Them dudes don't fuck around, a few of them, man. They still knock some dudes the fuck out. I grew up, I was born in Warwick, Rhode Island, and then I had to go to Boston for a bunch of surgeries because I had a birthmark that was cancerous, and they had to cut it off me. So I spent a lot of time between Boston and just outside of Providence. Like, I might as well live in Providence where I live. It's like fucking 5 minutes away. So pretty much Providence, just outside. Near Mass General, Shriners Hospital, right next door. Blossom Street. Blossom Street, right next door, bud. Right next door. It's all good. How the fuck do you know? But yeah, fucking my buddy Bruce, man, he's fucking. I know that guy's been through hell, man. So I can see why you feel the way you do. I have a cousin that's gay that's going to be a fashion designer, and he's in New York City now. That fucking kid is amazing. The shit he's doing with fucking clothes right now. He's got people fucking on runways and shit. So I do not hate on people for that shit. As long as people don't bother me, we can have a laugh. We can fuck around. Bust balls. Yeah. No. I think it's because people go up there to retire and shit. Then everyone thinks LL Bean with Maine, Vermont. Fucking Ben and Jerry's. It's like a stereotype, you know? I had to go to Vermont for a few wrestling tournaments. I couldn't believe it. How fucking rugged it was and hilly and fucking. Yeah, there ain't much out there, man. There ain't shit. And we had to go through, like, I think parts of New York to get there. I was like, what the fuck? I think we went up 146 to Mass Turnpike. Yeah, that's kind of how it goes in New England. I grew up on the beach, like a little fishing village type shit, a slummy fishing village. And right across the way were all the rich houses on the other side of the cove. And all the rich houses, their view was our little fucking slum. Fucking nuts. Nuts. I don't know where the fuck I was, but I knew it looked like fucking Deliverance. I think we went to like Rutland or somewhere near there, I want to say. I could be wrong. I have no fucking clue. I couldn't believe it. I went up there to see my cousin wrestle in some big tournament. Wrestling, they had a good wrestling team wherever the fuck they were from. They were no joke. Yeah, I think it was around there. I want to say. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was around there. We went through some ritzy little town with all little shops. All right, done fucked up now. Is that near there? It was like little shops, like all little like cabin type looking shit down some main strip that was mobbed. But the fucking wrestling team was crazy up there. They had like came out like it was UFC. Had fucking music playing for the guys and introduced the wrestlers. It could have been. But yeah, that's about it. Anything else you want to talk about tonight? If not, it wasn't like outlet stores. It was like just some weird little fucking tiny shops that looked expensive. Little boutiques and shit. You got any ghost stories you want to tell? Or interview or talk or do a thing together? Any paranormal stuff you've had happen in your life? Never seen nothing weird, UFO? Yeah, I get it. I can see why you are. I can see why you are. I understand. Your situation is your situation. You know? I can understand why you feel that way. But we'll link up soon, Kelly. Email me. My email's Nate I'm sorry, it's getting late. And I gotta call it a night, but email me at nateslivetalk@yahoo.com. We'll start a line of communication that way. All right. Another crazy night at Nate's Live Talk. Thank you guys for watching. It always turns into something different, which is fine with me. Keep people on their toes, keep it interesting. I'm glad we are a comfortable space for you, Kelly. I want all walks of life to watch. That's what it's all about. Don't let no one fuck with you. Thank you for your service. I got Tank Davis in the fight coming up. Can't bet against him. I know it's the easy pick, but it's really not an easy pick. But if they were gonna chop my willie off, I take Tank Davis. To whoever didn't like the Rick Astley coming on, I'm sorry. Couldn't help myself. It's Pride Month. Sorry, my teeth were bothering me. I had to take them out. I'm sick of choking on them fucking things. Oops. I'm going to have a morning talk show every morning from 9 till 10, talking sports and anything else. Whoever comes in, we'll talk about whatever. I'm also going to have a phone line for people to call in on soon. I'm working on it. I don't know how I'm going to do it, if it's going to be another cell phone I buy or something, but we're going to have a phone line and a morning radio show on YouTube. I think that would be fun. And I think having the phone line will make it really fun. So people can participate without typing like a, you know, and people can try and call in. I think it's old school, but I think it'll be fun. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Kind of had a rough day. Did something on a wing. It was nice to hang with you guys. I will see you guys very soon. Please like, share, subscribe to Nate's Live Talk. We do a little bit of everything. We're the wannabe Joe Rogan show for now, I guess. I love you guys. Be safe. Love each other. Anyone gives you any shit, knock them out. Don't kill them. Love yous. Peace. Kelly, thanks for your time. Have a great day or night and a great day tomorrow. Who got our poll? Tank Davis, Bailey, 56%. We shall see. We're doing the Celtics tomorrow night as well, and we're going to do the fight. Tank Davis, Frank Martin. Play-by-play, watch party. Come talk shit. Come have some fun with us tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Porzingis might be out day to day. His fucking car's beeping. I gotta go. I love you guys. Hasta mañana.